Namaste friends, today I am going to talk about selector mechanism. In the previous episodes, I have discussed with you about gearbox. In a gearbox, we have different pair of gear wheels meshing together, providing output with different gear ratios. It is required that output is available at a particular gear ratio at a certain time. Thus, in a gearbox, a particular pair of gear wheels is engaged and output at that gear ratio becomes available. As the situation changes, different output may be required and therefore gear is changed accordingly. Changing gear means that output is available at different gear ratio and motion is being transferred through different pair of gear wheels. Through selector mechanism, the driver changes the output from the gearbox. Or in other words, selector mechanism causes the transfer of motion through selected pair of gear wheels. It is known as selector mechanism because through it the driver selects a particular pair of gear wheels and gear ratio. Accordingly, the output from the gearbox becomes available. While going through the details of sliding mesh gearbox, we saw that gear wheels are made to move along the axis of main shaft in splines. This movement causes the meshing of particular pair of gear wheels. A selector mechanism causes the movement of gear wheels along the axis of main shaft. Similarly, in case of constant mesh gearbox, we have seen that it is the dog clutch that moves along the axis of main shaft and motion to main shaft is transferred through dog clutch. We have discussed two main types of gearbox. Also, I have talked to you about the application of synchromesh device in gearbox. It makes the shifting of gears convenient and enhances the lives of gearbox components. Synchromesh devices can be added to constant mesh gearbox as well as to the sliding mesh gearbox. Now, let us try to understand the selector mechanism. The part of selector mechanism that causes the pushing of gear wheels on main shaft is fork. The number of forks depend upon the number of gear wheels to be moved on main shaft. The following diagram presents the application of fork. Referring to the diagram, you may notice the modification done in gear wheel. This has to be done to accommodate the fork. Also, it may be noticed that fork is located towards the central portion of gear wheel. It may be realized that it is safe to exert pushing force in the central portion of wheel. If this force is exerted in the outer portion of the wheel, it may damage the wheel. Secondly, the shape of fork is such that it exerts pushing force in a large area that is located in the middle part of wheel. This makes pushing of wheel smooth. Considering the movement of fork for pushing the gear wheel, referring back to the diagram, there is selector rod as shown. It has axis parallel to the axis of main shaft. It carries the fork. There can be two options, one being that the fork is fixed on selector rod. So, for the movement of fork, whole rod moves along its axis and carries fork with it. Another option is that the selector rod is fixed in the casing of gearbox. Here, the fork moves over it. I would be considering fork fixed on the rod and assuming that the whole rod moves, which is the first option. Again, the number of forks depend upon the number of gear wheels which are to be moved. We are considering a gearbox with 4 forward gears and 1 reverse gear. So, the number of forks required would be 3. 1 fork is required for first and second gear, second fork is required for third and fourth gear, and third fork is required for reverse gear. Referring to the next diagram, there are 3 forks X, Y and Z as shown. As can be seen, the 3 forks are placed on 3 selector rods A, B and C. These rods have axes parallel to each other and also parallel to the axis of main shaft. It may be noticed that all the 3 forks are differently positioned. This is to facilitate their movement while they grip the gear wheel. These forks are mounted on selector rods as shown in the plan. Selector gate and gear change lever are located at the ends of selector rods. It has been shown as block at the upper end of the diagram. Balls and springs are used to lock the forks in engaged position. The grooves to accommodate the ball are located as shown in the diagram. The rods can move in both directions as indicated in the diagram. The forks being fixed on them move along with. The movement of forks causes the movement of gear wheels. Now let us go into the details of selector gate and gear change lever, referring to the next diagram that consists of 2 views. These are elevation and side view. 2 views have been shown in separate diagrams, which is against the principle of engineering drawing. But it has been done so that details in diagrams are clearly visible. A third diagram has been included to represent the different position taken by gear lever when forward and reverse gears are engaged. This should help to understand the details of components and their assembly. Elevation has been sectioned to provide the inner details. The 3 grooves to accommodate spring and ball locking arrangement can be seen. The ball occupies the middle groove in neutral position. Upon movement of rod, the ball occupies other 2 grooves depending upon the gear engaged. On right side, it may be noticed there is a guard. Looking at the side view, it can be seen that guard can slide on rod as shown by arrow heads. As shown in the diagram, the striker rod is located in the middle. In this position, it can operate the middle rod. Through a horizontal connecting rod, striker rod is joined with gear lever. By pushing the gear lever, the striker rod can be made to move forward or backwards. The lower end of striker rod is accommodated between the rod, which is one part of guard. There is a rod for sliding the guard as can be seen in the diagram. The guard is provided with a sleeve that can slide on it. As shown in the diagram, striker rod is in middle position where it can operate middle rod. By moving the gear rod towards left, the striker rod can be placed in front of rod on left hand side. When the gear rod is moved forward or backwards, it causes the pushing of this rod forward or backward. Moving the gear rod towards right brings the striker rod in front of rod on the right hand side. Now moving the gear rod forward or backward would cause the pushing of rod forward or backward. The gear lever can be moved up or down and left or right as shown through line diagram. In the above explanation, the selector mechanism has been explained through three sub-assemblies. They have been described separately. The intention is to explain them in an easy manner with the help of simple diagrams. The assembly of complete selector mechanism can have many more components. This makes their diagrams quite complicated. If you are interested, you can refer to any book and go through the details of selector mechanism. I prefer to explain the basic things in a simple manner with the help of diagrams. Thanks for watching the episode.